Have you ever stood on one leg to put on your pants and had to grab the wall just to keep from falling? If that's happened to you, stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to show you is a simple test that doctors, physical therapists, and researchers all agree is one of the strongest predictors of how long you're going to live, how independent you're going to stay, and whether you're at risk of a fall that could change your life overnight. This isn't fear-mongering. This is real science. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to do this test yourself, right where you're sitting or standing right now. And more importantly, you're going to know exactly what to do if you don't pass it the first time. Let's talk about why balance matters so much as we get older. Every year, more than 1 in 4 adults over 65 experiences a fall. That's not a small number. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in older adults in the United States. But here's what most people don't realize. A fall isn't really caused by a slippery floor or a loose rug. Those are just triggers. The real cause is that your body's balance system has quietly weakened over the years, often without you even noticing, until the day it fails you at the worst possible moment. The good news is that balance, just like strength, can be tested, tracked, and improved at any age. You are not stuck with the balance you have today. So what is this #1 test? It's called the single leg stance test, and researchers have studied it for decades because it tells you so much with something so simple. Here's exactly how to do it, and I want you to actually try this after you finish watching. Or even pause right now if you're in a safe place to do it. Stand next to a wall, a countertop, or a sturdy chair, something you can grab onto if you feel wobbly. This is not about being brave. This is about being smart. Now, lift one foot slightly off the ground, just an inch or two, and start a timer. Or just count in your head, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Keep your arms wherever feels natural, and try to stay as still as possible. See how long you can hold that position before you either touch your raised foot back down or you have to grab onto something for support. Now here's what the research tells us about what those numbers mean. If you're in your 60s and you can hold that position for 10 seconds or more with your eyes open, that's a great sign. Your balance system, which includes your inner ear, your eyes, your muscles, and your brain all working together, is doing its job well. If you're in your 70s, researchers generally say anything close to 10 seconds is still solid. But if you're struggling to hold it for even 5 seconds, or if you find yourself swaying wildly, reaching for support almost immediately, that's valuable information. It doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means your body is telling you it needs some attention, the same way a low battery light tells you your phone needs a charge. Why does this simple test predict so much? Because standing on one leg requires your body to coordinate multiple systems at lightning speed, thousands of times per second actually. Your inner ear is sending signals about your head's position. Your eyes are tracking your surroundings. Your muscles, especially in your ankles, hips, and core, are making tiny automatic adjustments you don't even feel, and your brain is processing all of that information and sending out corrections instantly. When any one of these systems weakens, even a little, your total time on one leg drops. Researchers have actually found that poor performance on this test is linked to a higher risk of falls, and some studies have even connected very poor balance scores to overall health outcomes down the road. That's how powerful this little test really is. Now, I know some of you just tried this, and maybe it didn't go the way you hoped. Maybe you could only hold it for 2 or 3 seconds. I want you to hear this clearly. That is not a life sentence. That is a starting point. I have talked to physical therapists who work with seniors every single day, and they all say the same thing. Balance is trainable at any age, even in your 80s and 90s. Your nervous system has something called neuroplasticity, which basically means it can learn and adapt no matter how old you are. The people who improve their balance the most aren't necessarily the ones who were the most athletic. They're the ones who practiced consistently, even just a few minutes a day? So let's talk about what you can actually do starting today to improve that number. The first thing is simply practicing the test itself, safely, near a counter or wall. Try it for 30 seconds, several times a day. Brushing your teeth is actually one of the best times to sneak this in. Stand on one leg while you brush for 30 seconds, then switch to the other leg. You're already standing there anyway, so why not turn it into training time? The second thing is strengthening the muscles that support balance, especially in your ankles, hips, and legs. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment for this. Something as simple as standing up from a chair without using your hands, 10 times in a row, once or twice a day, builds real functional strength that directly supports your balance. Heel raises, where you simply rise up onto your toes and slowly lower back down while holding onto a counter, are another excellent one. Even walking regularly, especially on slightly uneven surfaces like grass, in a safe environment, challenges your balance system in a good way and keeps it sharp. The third thing, and this one surprises people, is vision and inner ear health. Your eyes and your inner ear are huge contributors to balance, so regular eye exams and mentioning any dizziness to your doctor really does matter. Sometimes what feels like a balance problem is actually something treatable, like a vitamin deficiency, a medication side effect, or an inner ear issue, and once that's addressed, balance can improve dramatically. The fourth thing is one that a lot of people overlook, and that's simply moving with intention throughout your day. Balance isn't just built during exercise time. It's built every time you walk to the mailbox, every time you reach for something on a shelf, every time you get up from a chair a little more mindfully instead of just flopping down and popping up. Small moments of mindful movement add up over weeks and months into real, measurable improvement. I want to say something important here. If you tried the single leg stance and you felt genuinely unsteady, or if you're someone who's already had a fall in the past year, please don't just take this video as your only guide. This is a wonderful screening tool, and it's a wonderful way to start paying attention to your balance, but talk to your doctor or ask about seeing a physical therapist. Many are specifically trained in fall prevention, and Medicare often covers these visits. There is no shame in asking for help. In fact, the people who age the strongest and stay the most independent are usually the ones who aren't afraid to ask for support early, before a small issue becomes a big one. Here's the bigger picture I want you to walk away with today. Balance isn't just about avoiding falls, although that matters enormously. Good balance is what lets you play with your grandchildren on the floor and get back up easily. It's what lets you travel, garden, dance, and live your life without the constant fear of what might happen if you trip. Every single day you spend working on your balance, even just a few minutes, is an investment in your independence for years to come. So here's what I want you to do. Try that single leg stance test again right now if you haven't already, near something sturdy to hold on to. Write your time down somewhere, a notebook, your phone, anywhere. Then try it again in 2 weeks, after practicing a little each day, and watch that number improve. That small change is proof that your body is listening and that you are absolutely capable of building a stronger, safer, more confident version of yourself, no matter what your age is today. If this video helped you, do me a favor and share it with a friend or family member who could use this information, because the more people who know this simple test, the more falls we can prevent together. And if you want more simple, science-backed ways to stay strong, steady, and independent as you age, make sure you're subscribed, because that's exactly what we're going to keep talking about right here.